Hello, welcome to today's show. I've got a book review for you. It's on Super Infinite, and it's a historical biography of the famous love poet John Donne. The show is brought to you thanks to the Structure Success video training. And now this is the free gift, and I'll have more information about how to get your hands on this towards the end of the show. So please hang about. It's very helpful for all life story creators. Now, the full title of this book is Super Infinite, The Transformations of John Donne. And it is a sparkling modern biography about an ancient successful scholar. Now, it's been written by Katherine Rundell, and now she is an Oxford's All Souls College Fellow. And she's really brought to life Donne's career, his poems on love, sex and death. It's been a Faber bestseller, and it's also picked up the British Book Awards of 2023 Book of the Year Non-Fiction Narrative title. And in the show, I'm going to go over exactly what this book is about, what's interesting to us as readers, and what tips we can take away as life story creators. So let's get started. The book starts in 1623 when Donne is Dean of St. Paul's Cathedral, and someone almost dies in his congregation. The crowd is moved by his sermon, and yes, his words almost do kill a man. But Rundell circles back to the start of Donne's life and works through from then on chronologically. So there's a lot to cover, and she does it with wit and gusto. So we have a prodigious child, we have a hungry scholar of law, we have a sea adventurer, a member of parliament. There's also the Catholic turned Protestant. He's imprisoned as a groom by his future father-in-law, and he himself becomes a father of 10, and there's just so much more to this character. He really is amazing. Now, I think the whole idea of what this book about can be summed up in that it's his flux of his fortunes, his status, his health and his moods. It really is a roller coaster ride of a life with Donne. The highlights for myself as a reader, there's a few. Number one is when you open this book, it's like jumping in a time machine back to Shakespearean England. You know, you're thrown into royal court and how fickle it is to secure and maintain your position. We also really get this full-on understanding of the violence of the Catholics and the Protestants. And most importantly, we realise and understand how popular letters and poetry were to educated at the time. They were using it for entertainment, for news, for flirting, for joking. It really, really was important. And what can we take away as life story creators? Well, Rundell gives us much to learn. We obviously, as a historical figure, we learn about historical sources, and she has a lot that she details in each chapter at the end. There's a full list of all the sources that she uses, and these are not just written sources, but there's also artworks as well. All of this really does help give a detailed understanding of Donne and his character, his struggles and his popularity. Another great thing we learn is how Rundell deals with the knowledge gaps in his life. There's gaps in his sources. There's just time, because it is a long time ago, and Donne himself didn't publish any of his works. They were published by others. But she gives calculated suggestions of what happens or what was happening in that time of Donne's life, and that helps us understand his motives and his actions. So that's really important. She gives the power to us as readers to make an ultimate decision. And finally, a really great tip, or something we can absolutely learn from this biography, is the way Rundell unpacks what is a complex character, and she does it through the use of chapters. She itemises the key events and his incarnations, really practically how she's deconstructed this complicated guy. So there you have it. That's a book review of Super Infinite. It's a British Book Awards winner and it's a bestseller by Katherine Rundell. So to recap the show, I've gone over what it's about briefly, interesting things for us as readers we can learn, and what we can take away for our own life story creating. Now, I hope when you read this book, you'll get a real sense of Donne and also the appreciation of his original idea of how our lives are interconnected. And in his case, this is beyond death to the modern times. So I've written a whole article about this book review over at my website, foreveryoungautobiographies.com/superinfinite. So go over there for more information, links to buy the book. There's some quotes from the book, photo of the book and of Rundell, and there's just some other useful resources for you. Now, I want to know while you're here, while you're over at the website, do you have any other great life story book reviews that you'd like me to pursue into next year? I'm always happy to hear from you, the audience. And if you've got any questions about life story creating, then leave me an email. Go to foreveryoungautobiographies.com/contact. Could be about maybe you're thinking about planning to write, maybe creating a life story, polishing it or publishing it. I'm always happy to reply, so please leave me an email. I'll have all the links for these things and more in the description, so please check those out. Before I go, I mentioned the Structure Success training at the top of the show. To get that one, you go to foreveryoungautobiographies.com/structure success training. Structure Success. Sign up for that one. Now, this goes over key events, key memories. It helps you brainstorm and organise them into a really rough outline so you can get going on your life story creating. It's not meant to hold you or bind you. It's just simply to help you navigate, to have a bit of a roadmap so you don't forget the important things. And people give me great feedback about this. It's really helpful and something I highly recommend. Now, I will be back soon with another topic, but until then, I'd be really happy if you could follow, subscribe, like the show, leave it a review, or recommend it to a friend. Until then, happy writing.